David, dear David, he made me cry. It was awful. I mean, it was lovely, but I felt so emotional. He said such nice things.
Is it extra special that he has obviously given you the award?
Enormously special, enormous. There's a connection from our childhoods, because he was at the Wiggiston Grammar School for Boys, and I was at the Wiggiston Grammar School for Girls in Leicester. So, but we were never, of course, in those days, the boys' school and the girls' school didn't have any communication with each other. It was not thought proper, I think.
I was going to ask you about Blue Peter, and why is it still fueling the imagination of the current generation as it was 5-6 decades ago?
Well, I mean, really, with the magazine programme, if you can't make it work, there's something wrong with you. I mean, there's nothing you can't cover except politics, which children would find extremely boring. But the world's your oyster. There's nothing you can't do. And it's really like, it's like newspapers. It's like being a journalist. And you've got so many opportunities. And particularly, what I used to think was much appreciated by the audience was to have these studio spectaculars. You saw a few on those clips where you fill the studio. Looks much more dramatic having some of that stuff in a studio than doing an outside broadcast. When the 95, well, I'm exaggerating, but all those children tap dancing, round television centre. So it's marvellous to work on, because you can't be bored. No. The whole letters, the thing of taking the letters seriously, and what was terribly important was to have everyone who won a badge going on an index, and so every incoming badge-worthy letter could be checked against the index, and we could say, dear John, thank you for your letter. Last time you wrote to us, your guinea pig had a bad paw, and we do hope he's better now. And so it saved children having the same letter twice. I'd had that experience when I was little with Enid Blyton. There was a magazine. She wrote all kinds of stories. I mean, it was before Noddy, and there was this magazine called Sunny Stories. And at the beginning of this magazine, there was a letter from Enid Blyton with a facsimile signature. And I wrote, when I was about 6.5 or 7, had this letter back. Absolutely, best moment of my life. And of course, typical small child, in about a fortnight, I wrote again. I had the identical letter. And I remember going to my mother in tears, saying, she doesn't remember me. So it was very important that didn't happen on Blue Peter.